So, I don't really have a cold open for this one. All I can say is that this has been a series that I have thoroughly enjoyed so far, and thankfully we got a surprise and got issue 4 in the mail here about a week ago, so I figure it's time to talk about it. Let's jump right into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I am back with my first rapid review of the year, and I'm here to talk to you guys about RWA number 4. It's called Reactive Weaponized Armor. Just as a reminder, this series is written by Will G with art by Frost Yamsen. And unlike in the past, I figured, you know what? Why don't I show you guys the cover of this real quick, because it's actually a really good cover. It's one of the best in the series, so check that out. Hopefully I'm doing a good job here in the camera. But as you can see, that's pretty much exactly how the inside of the book looks as well. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. The cover art is pretty much exactly what you get inside. So, and that's one of the things that draws me to this series, is that it's consistent. So, with that said, where are we after issue 3? So this one pretty much kind of picks up a little while after where issue 3 ends. We're back in the city, back in the fight zone. And we start the book on board the ship. We finally go back to the ship where all the aliens are. And our main big bad, Grimhan, is basically speaking to his army of Vraknu. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If I didn't, hopefully Will let me know exactly the pronunciation. But he's basically talking to them and their king, and then he's got some prisoners in there. And these guys just want to be let loose. They're tired of playing, let's get some prisoners, you know, blah, blah, blah. They want to be brutal and kill. And so I'm like, cool, you know, Grimhan's like, yeah, we're going to go ahead, I'll let you do that. And then all of a sudden he goes nuts, and you see this just gross display of his power. He immediately, apparently, I guess he's got very high speed, super speed, however you want to put it, or at least a superhuman type speed. Because he moves very fast, literally slashes the king's throat and rips him apart. It's, at this point, we're not even 2 pages in, I'm immediately hooked in the book by just this first kill. Because I know this is going to add the fact that now the army at some point probably wants to find a way to turn on the guy. So, yeah, I'm ready to go. He basically just tells him, he goes, your will is my will, and sends him off. Alright, so one of the cool features of the book, at least to me, that nobody else does, is at the beginning, it's like the first page when you pull the cover open, first or second page, they give you the cast of characters for the book, and usually it's whomever the book happens to be predominantly based around, or sometimes it's a new character or characters being introduced. So at this point is when you meet our 2 new characters. You meet the Corporal and Adelaine, who is a little girl, and they're in a transport vehicle. They're trying to get Adelaine and her family to the safe zone. So it's him, the Corporal, and his squad in some kind of, you know, military vehicle. They're just trying to get them to a safe zone so they can get them the heck out of the area and away from everything. Well, they're attacked. And they're attacked by 2 of the most badass monsters. One of them is called the Banshee. The other one's name escapes me right this second. But they're both really slick and awesome. So, of course, this attack doesn't go well. Her parents, basically, for the lack of context, they're killed. And so is basically the rest of the squad. The Corporal and Adelaine managed to get away. So, the book in and of itself is mostly a journey of the 2 of them, and, of course, back to 3 people of the RWA team. You have Donnie, Diablo, and I believe it's Kaliska. The 3 of them are together trying to figure out what's going on, and they're walking by a movie theater. They decide to check out if there's any survivors, and in there they get attacked. Again, it's just one of these really awesome looking monsters. I will say that the vision they have for the Vraknu, they are some scary looking dudes. Like, I have a feeling if this was ever done live action, they might be the creatures of nightmares. But the attack is fairly quick in and of itself, and then they managed to find some tunnels, and I'm guessing, actually I'm not really sure what the tunnels are for. they talked to Diablo about him. I was like, well, you've used the tunnels before. Do you know where to go? And he goes, not these. So maybe there's something I'm forgetting from the first couple of books, but the familiarity with the tunnels is interesting, to say the least. So they go down into it, and they run back into, I believe it's Zorn, who is the guy that gave him the RWA suits. And he's got a power node because he has managed to escape from the ship. And he goes, your suits are malfunctioning, no? I'm like, yeah, but they don't trust him in that what he's got is going to fix whatever the issues are. So you've got this little kind of back and forth between them. And Zorn's trying to get him to understand, look, I'm going to repair your suits. He tells him who Grimhawn is. And he basically says he just needs them to do their thing and defeat everybody. And he wants to use that like a jump portal and just go back to his homeworld. He just wants to leave Earth at this point. And of course Kaliska's like, wait, you can just open a portal and jump worlds, you can do that? And he's like, yes. And she's like, that's awesome. So, just one of those moments like, yeah, you can tell. I don't think some of the RWA people are that old. At the very least, they have a very just kind of modern day, like I'm in my 20s kind of vibe to them, just in the way they speak and the dialogue and their reactions to stuff like that. Of course, granted, I'm about to be 40 here soon. Depending when this video comes out, I might already be 40. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, and it's just a real quick story on their part, and then you immediately kind of get back over to the Corporal and Adelaine, who have found like some kind of apartment building kind of complex deal. And what happens in here is, again, one of these subtle hints that Will has been dropping in every issue about the RWA, and me questioning them whether they're good or bad people, because, again, what I'm about to talk about literally, actually probably makes me question it the most. So, unfortunately, the little girl finds some people hanging upside down, and at first you immediately think, oh, wow, the aliens got these people, and they were just savagely attacked. The Corporal realizes, no, this looks like, he recognizes them as some kind of mafia. And apparently they have some kind of like guns and tech that are similar to the RWA stuff. So it makes me wonder what Zorn has done and whatnot. And he wonders if the RWA are the reason why these people look the way they do. But at the same time, though, the little girl has heard of the RWA. She goes, oh yeah, I believe she said Kaliska's her favorite. And he's like, you know the names of any other ones? She goes, no, but I just know Kaliska's my favorite. So, again, there's just this question throughout the entire thing since book 1. Are the RWA good people, or are they not, but they're basically forced into, they've got to do something to save the planet in this case? And I'm curious to find out what this history is, or at the very least, if finally at one point we will see what their allegiances actually were, or maybe they're anti-heroes. So they do things kind of right, but in a really way with no moral compass, so to speak. But yeah, that's probably been one of the reasons why I've been very intrigued with the series so far, is because I'm questioning who the hero, quote unquote, of the stories are supposed to be versus what they might actually be if they weren't in this situation. So kudos to Will on that choice and what he's done to kind of put those little questionable hints in there. Or wait, that's not a good wording. Those hints in there that make you question the morality of the crew, basically. And basically that's kind of where the thing leads. They get some tech. She gets a helmet on her head that has some goggles where she can get some like vitals and information put to her, and they just continue on together. And then you run into Bonnie and crap, I'm gonna put his name here on the screen. I'm gonna go back and look and put it here, but she's with the last guy who's got a sword. He's one of my favorites in this book. I can't wait to see him kind of unleash his deal. and they're just on the outskirts coming in. They're like, God, this looks like a war zone, you know. And that's it. For lack of a better term, that's basically where this issue leads off. Is the Corporal and Adelaide trying to get to a safe zone, and the RWA team meeting up with Zorn, and then the other two are they're trying to find each other, I guess, at this point. Hopefully everybody gets their suits repaired. So, overall, solid issue. This felt like another one where it was a little bit of setup, and I think in issue 5 will be kind of like where, like I said, issues 1 and 2 were basically concurrent things at the same time, where there was a lot of setup, but a lot of good story and dialogue given, and then issue 3 was a lot of action and payoff. And then this issue again moves the story along at a very nice pace. I will definitely say that. But also is more of a setup issue than an action issue, even though I say that, and there are some epic scenes. I forgot to mention that when the army group is attacked, the sergeant says, "Do your worst." And the leader of that particular group says, just basically goes, "Okay." They have, I want to say it's like 6 arms on them. So it's literally, they grab them, it's head, arms, legs, and it's an epic, just rips them apart. It's an epic panel. I was like, good. Even I saw that and I just went, oh, holy God. That was probably just about my little reaction for it. It's really, really good. The art this time around was, again, it was solid. There are some really, really great panels in this book. And there are some times where, you know, you're trying to do things and maybe at the angle they didn't quite nail it with some of the faces, but at the same time, it's consistent at the very least. Yes, you're able to do some great things when you have a panel, like their action panels are super detailed and whatnot, and like I said, it's overall it's just really solid. I enjoyed the book. I still enjoy the art for being what it is, and kind of the dark black and whites and grays. It's very solid. It's a unique look that I continue to be drawn to because I don't really have any other books that I'm reading that look like this series. There are black and white comics, but this one is very, very different with the grays that are in here. So I definitely give them props for having a unique look to the book, and then of course the unique concept with the characters that are featured in the book and other things. But it's just overall I continue to enjoy this. I don't know if they have started scripting or working on issue 5 yet. I haven't really had a chance to talk to Will. Will, if you do watch this, man, hope you had a great Christmas and a Happy New Year with your family. Thank you again for sending the book. It was an amazing read. I'm so glad that we've built a relationship with you and become friends to where we can read this and just continue to talk about it, because it's a winner for me, man. There's a reason why it made my best of 2022 list. The first 3 issues got me. Issue 4, again, I recommend it to anybody. I will say, when I get a chance, I'm going to talk to Will about where it's possible to purchase these. If there's anywhere online, or if you can contact him on any of his on any of the socials for Reactive Weaponized Armor. He does have a Facebook and an Instagram page dedicated to the series. I will put the links down in the description so that you guys, if you want, feel free to DM him. If anything I've ever said in any of the videos has interested you and in checking out the series, maybe he can just do something where he might be able to talk to you. Maybe you do something through like PayPal and he could just mail them to you, which is my hope anyways. And he's got a few other really cool things. Maybe some merch is coming soon. Possibly some shirts. That'd be really cool. He has stickers. We've got a couple of stickers. I don't have any free for me to kind of show y'all, but he's got that too. So if that's your thing, definitely check them out. They're sick looking. I love them. We got one big one on our sticker collection over here, and then I've got a couple of extras. So, but overall, it's a really cool series, a really cool world that they're building. I'm curious how many more issues there's going to be. Hopefully, within the next, I'd say, it feels like it's going to be one of those series where there's going to be like, another 4 maybe before it really ends. I'm not really sure. But like I said, it's been good pacing so far, and hopefully we'll see the action kick up where we can really see what the armor does, because there is I've been seeing like a tease panel where there's a new mode to this armor. I'm not going to say what it was called, but I can't wait to really see it in action, because we've seen a little bit of the armor and what they can do with it, but not a ton. And he's done a good job of, when they do use it, they do look powerful, they do look awesome. But I really am curious how powerful they actually are. So I think we're going to see something soon, some kind of big epic battle, and we're going to see something like that. But yeah, that is my review of RWA number 4. I know I kind of glossed over it. I didn't really want to spoil it too much, but I basically gave you the gist of what the book itself was about. So hopefully you want to check it out. Like I said, I'll put links to their Facebook and Instagrams below. Send them a DM, let them know that Triangle of Truth sent you, and that you'd like to check out the series. I'm sure he's got copies of all 4 issues ready to go, and hopefully you can check it out and leave a comment and let me know. But before I go, if at any point you liked what you heard or saw in the video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know anytime we upload a new video. Be sure to smash that thumbs up button, because that really helps us with the YouTube algorithm gods. And that's all I've got. So as always, please stay safe, stay healthy. I will catch you guys next time. Later, everyone.